Yeah, then that's crazy. I think you have hidden cameras in my house now. Because yesterday I was actually going through this in my mind. Don't start alone unless you have to. I don't know if you have a wife or husband that's willing to go into business with you, a cousin, a parent, or child, a best friend, but you don't have to do it alone. And there are a lot of vehicles, there are a lot of loans and programs that you can use to get into the property game, right? And I would love to go over those with somebody. I'm actually thinking about coming up with a course pretty soon on how to purchase these different size units depending on what size they are. But there's a lot of information out there on how to do these things. But a lot of people say, what happens if I go bankrupt? What happens if I do this and it doesn't work out? What happens if I run out of money? What happens if you do and you succeed?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I am super excited today. And y'all know I say that all the time. And when y'all get to the end of the show, y'all can see why I'm excited, right? Because I just have the privilege to interview amazing people. And today ain't going to be no different. And so I got my man here. We call him Tye, the real guy. That's what he told me to call him. He's just a real man but he's a real man doing big things, right? I'm going to let him tell his story, but I'll be honest with y'all. He got me a little jealous. I'm gonna be straight. I just met the guy, but he got me a little jealous. But no, man, I'm excited to have this guy here. You can't tie him down when just singling him out to one thing that he does well. He does a lot of different things well. And I'm just excited to bring to you guys, and I'm just gonna call him Mr. Tye, the real guy. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, I couldn't be any better. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the warm introduction. You're way too kind.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, I like you to your face, but in my head, I'm like I said, I'm jealous, bro. I'm trying to get over the envy of the things you got going on in your life. But nah, man, you have shared some incredible things so far. But I just want to take time and make space for you just to tell your story about you and your business. And so I guess we'll start here. People may not know you. Bring us into your world a little bit. Tell us what's your main focus these days, and what markets are you operating in, if you don't mind?
Yeah. So I started doing business off and on like in the early 2000s, late 90s. And I've always worked for other people. I've been in the military. I worked in security. I worked as a human resources leader. I worked as a culinarian. I worked in a lot of different capacities. And I realized once upon a time that even though those jobs pay well, to really get to where you want to be and be able to have a very good life for your family, you have to be an entrepreneur. And so I started doing real estate in 1998. And I remember the first house I bought, it was a wreck. It was terrible. The front door was decaying and falling apart. The windows didn't open. The windows that were open didn't close. And we had rats fighting with the roaches for territory. it was something else, you know. And I remember my girlfriend at the time always was asking me, "Hey, why don't you ever have me over for dinner?"
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And I was just like, "Hey, not yet. I'm working on something." And she thought I was having, somebody else over, but it was not an environment to have other people in. It had bad plumbing, bad electrical. I was just looking for good things, not bad things at that time. Luckily, I was able to refurbish that house, not knowing anything about doing renovations, but I met a lot of friends along the way that were helping me, and I'd have barbecues out of the house. And when I had those barbecues, I'd invite contractors, and sometimes they'd give me some tips. Sometimes I'd make friends with them, and sometimes they'd actually stay and show me how to do things and fix things. So that was my venture into real estate. Now I'm here in the Florida market, in Tampa, if anybody is in the area, and I have a home renovation company called Hive Home Services. We do everything from landscaping to housekeeping to minor repairs, pressure washing, and we also do auto detailing, right? I don't think there's anybody else here that can fix your house, pressure wash your driveway, and clean your car before we leave at the same time. So we're a different type of company. But one of the main reasons I started this company is, for one, it's very hard to get people that you can trust that give you a fair price to do your renovations. My property group that I have, my company that I own, does most of the maintenance and most of the repairs itself. So it helps save us a lot of money. It also gets me quality control. And it lets people know what I expect and how I want it to look every single time. So things end up looking pretty good every single product we have that finishes.
Absolutely. Love it, man. I think one of the things that caught my attention is that you said it's hard to find the good talent that you can trust, right? People that's gonna treat your money kind of like their own, right? And so for me, that tells me, you got into it with a sense of integrity to make sure that people are getting exactly what they paid for, and in a sense kind of building trust and with the people that you're involved in. That's what it sounds like to me. And so I know that's not always easy in this climate, right? Because you got people who's not being honest, you got people who's not um really doing the quality that you know it should be done with. So I guess my question is, what keeps you running smoothly? What keeps you inspired? What keeps you kind of motivated and staying true to your core and your morals? I guess I'll say it like that.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody, I don't know if most of the audience has ever lived in a house that they could afford, but they weren't happy with it. But the place that you live, it has very big control over your life. If you have bugs, you're not going to be happy swatting flies, right? If the electricity goes out, if you don't have working Wi-Fi, or even if it's a bad neighborhood, which we can control as investors, we invest where we want to, and we can invest in the community, make the community stronger. I don't want anybody to say that I have a product that came from Tye Lamar and it's not good.
Yeah.
Reputation is more important than money, is what I think, because even though money allows you to invest, reputation allows you to connect with people. And when you connect with people and you're honest and you try to help them, they help you back, right? And they give you a lot more understanding. So I think that's the biggest thing to it. And when we talk about like the home services thing, I just want people to have a house that works. I don't want their house to burn down. I want them to live their dreams and their visions. If you see something on Pinterest or Instagram, I want us to be able to do it for you and help you out to make sure that uh, when your friends, family, and neighbors come by, they're asking, "Hey, who did that?" And in a good way, not in a "Hey, who did that?" type of way, right?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The way you listen, the octave in the voice can change everything. The inflection, where you put the comma, changes everything. Who did that? Who did that? You know. So no, I hear you, man. But you're right, man. Your home is kind of where everything starts, right? Your peace, your tranquility. Um, that's where it all starts. And your home is indicative of pretty much how much peace and comfort is really in your life, like your outlook, your lens, your perspective, right? And so you're absolutely right. When things are right in your home, when you feel peace in the home, it changes everything. It changes your outlook, your perspective to the world. It changes everything, and I love it. And I love how you said. I mean, you want people to come over and say, "Hey, who did that? That's dope," you know. And so I hear you on that. And I'm listening to you, you've told us a little bit about things wasn't always on easy street, right? And so we love hearing stories like that because we love as a society, especially on social media, to blow up this success, to put these reels and everything's going fine, but we don't talk about the real things. And so you've mentioned it before, and I'm going to ask it again. I know there's times, but then you operate and things got real. Maybe a deal went sideways, or a time maybe you had to pivot fast. And so, Ty, you mind sharing one of those stories like that with us, sir?
Yeah. Not everybody that you do business with is a good person. uh, Especially if you do things internationally and you don't know who the good people are. Like the good people and the bad people sometimes look alike. And now I would please don't get me wrong. Most people around the world are good people with good intentions. But all it takes is one person with bad intentions and it can absolutely ruin your business. It can ruin your operations. It can ruin absolutely anything. And in the United States, a lot of us don't think that we're fraud proof, but a lot of the fraud, we're in the top 20 of countries in the world that has the most fraud. Last time
Mm,
I checked.
mm,
So during these times when people are doing business and doing repairs and everything like that, most people will not tell you things they can't do. They'll try to figure it out, even if it's first time doing things. And sometimes you turn out with a worse problem that you had when you started. So I'll tell that to tell a story, right? So I hired a company many, many years ago, and I needed them to do some water remediation. And they said they could do it. They said they'd done it before, and they actually made the problem a lot worse. And to get people to work it at your house, you always had to put out a deposit. So I put out a deposit, I think, of about $7,000, which back then was a ton more money than it is now. And they basically wrecked the entire house. Right? They damaged the floor joist underneath the house, the structure of the house, to the point of I thought the house was going to fall over. Luckily, a friend of mine ended up helping me with his business. I ended up having to spend almost double what I initially spent, and it turned into a whole thing. Had to make it into a court case and everything. So it's not always easy. Business is not easy, and if it was, everybody would be doing it. And
mm,
just because you're in business doesn't mean you'll have this big grand payoff payday from the first day. It doesn't mean you'll ever have a big payday. You might lose. Most businesses actually go out of business, so it's something very challenging to do. So you got to keep your wits about you. Find people you can trust, embrace them, thank them, reward them, and keep them with you. And just find those people in every different pocket that you can trust and just keep doing business with them. That's one of the greatest opportunities for success.
absolutely, man. I love it. That's the kind of stuff people kind of don't talk about. Everybody don't get that advice. So thank you, sir. I appreciate it. This gives me a lens and lets me know that you're in business for the long term, right? Like the way you think, your perspective, it lets me know that you're going to be in it for the long term. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
sharing that for real. Yeah.
So I hope I'm in business for a long time, Q. But I'm thinking about more retirement every single day. So I hope that the people that are working with me right now they'll take up the mantle sometime pretty soon, and I'll just become a sort of a trustee board of advisors type member and just get my share and just keep moving down the road and laying on the beach.
Absolutely, I hear that. And y'all couldn't see. I kind of rolled my eyes at time. We were talking a little bit backstage, so he know I kind of roll my eyes a little bit, but no, I hear you, man. And you actually kind of took me right to my next question, man, because I wanted to ask you, what's the next real goal for you now, Ty?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah. I have a number in my head. And that's a number of people that I can help in the community, a number of houses that I can provide, and a number of amount of revenue that I can bring in, so I can sustainably live a decent lifestyle for the rest of my life, regardless of what happens. When I reach that number, I think sometimes you have to move up or you have to move out to make room for the younger generation. And then I want to find a way to teach others how to do the things that I've been able to do, to pay it forward instead of just trying to gather all the market share and be the next trillionaire. I'd rather help other people have a great living situation than trying to just gather all of the money in the world, if that makes any sense. Because after you get to a certain amount of money, I think it doesn't make any sense. Now, forgive me, I haven't gotten there yet, but if I do get there and find myself getting to a point of money's just numbers in the bank, that's the time that it's really you need to give back to the community and give to other people, because there's a lot of other people that want to get started in real estate, multifamilies or apartment complexes, and they don't know where to start and they're scared and afraid.
Mm. No, man, I hear you. I hear your what I like to say is an anchor, right? All of us, we have an anchor when it comes to what motivates us, what gets us really to do what we have to, what we do, our passion, right? And I can hear your anchor, right? I can hear your anchor coming through. Like you want to make money, but it's like not at the risk and expense of other people not being well at the same time, right? And so it's like, yeah, I got a number. I got a number in my head, but I got a number when it comes to money, and I got a number when it comes to helping people too. And so my dad used to say, because well, before I say what my dad said, money is a tool, it's a resource, right, to help us do, but it's the resource that helps us fuel the passion that we have. So the passion starts on the inside. So my dad used to have saying, he was like, use things and not people, right? And so we use money so that we can bless people. And we just don't use people to get money to bless ourselves, right? And so I hear your passion, your anchor coming through. And I love it, man. And so I know it's a big move, man. You got a number in your head, and we know the next move, it can either compound things or create total chaos, depending on how we play it. And so, I hear your passion and your drive coming through. And I hear you talking about people. So I want to ask this question. I know I'm being a little long-winded, but I want to ask this. We have people that's listening, that either early on their journey, they're looking to level up. And I think they benefit hearing this. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
Yeah, so you're nobody by yourself. You just in this business, you will get eaten alive. There's no way you know everything about banking, everything about repairs, everything about being a homeowner, landlord, roofing, concrete resurfacing, sprinkler heads. Nobody knows everything about everything, and if they do, they're probably 70 years old and been doing it 60 years, and they still could learn things because we're in the modern age and technology keeps making things easier for us. So we got to follow technology. Um, be humble. Uh, show people that you value them. Tell them that you value them and appreciate their worth. I think that's the first thing. For instance, I have a guy that does all my technology on the side. He builds websites in like a couple minutes. It's absolutely amazing. Then I have another guy that's just like a housekeeping genius.
Mm,
and sometimes there are stains that you can't get out in places. And if you do try to get them out too abrasively, you can ruin different materials, and then you have to do some more construction or repairs. uh, in the bank, I have a really good relationship with the bank. So when I go in the bank, they know me by first name, and they say, "Hey, what do you need? How's everything going?" And then they ask me about the business. Now, this is a big bank. I bank with Chase. I bank with
mm,
Wells Fargo. These are big banks.
yeah,
And when I walk into the office, they know who I am. They know what businesses I run, and they know better what vehicles they can use to help me out. If you don't have relationships, you're shooting yourself in both feet and trying to run a marathon, because people will really go through a lot of hoops to help you as long as they like you and they know that you respect them.
yeah. You're absolutely right, man. You can't fake that. Relationships are everything in this space, everything. And so you're absolutely correct, man. So listen, Ty, man, listen, before we wrap, you know what? Before I do this, before I do that, I love talking to people like you. I love people who has the lens that you have and the perspective that you have. And so this wasn't one of the questions I was gonna ask, but it just comes to mind. Is there anything that's been kind of pressing on your heart or your mind lately? And when I say that, like anything that maybe can give people that's listening inspiration, encouragement. You've been through some things, right? You know, some people come up against hard time within business. They're looking to make moves, transition, sell. Is there anything from your experience or from your heart, from your mind that you would like to share to the listeners before we get out of here?
Yeah, then that's crazy. I think you have hidden cameras in my house now. Because yesterday I was actually going through this in my mind. Don't start alone unless you have to. I don't know if you have a wife or husband that's willing to go into business with you, a cousin, a parent, or child, a best friend, but you don't have to do it alone. And there are a lot of vehicles, there are a lot of loans and programs that you can use to get into the property game, right? And I would love to go over those with somebody. I'm actually thinking about coming up with a course pretty soon on how to purchase these different size units depending on what size they are. But there's a lot of information out there on how to do these things. But a lot of people say, "What happens if I go bankrupt? What happens if I do this and it doesn't work out? What happens if I run out of money?" What happens if you do and you succeed?
That part. Was that the mic drop, bro? What? What? I'm taking notes on what you're saying. Then you stop. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't he just drop the mic? Nah, man, that's brilliant, man. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. Listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, maybe collaborate or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, man?
Yeah, so I'm not on social media a lot, but I am reachable on social media, as well as you can have my email address. My email address is tylamar77@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram at the life of Tye Lamar, I believe. And you can reach me through those venues, and I'm pretty open. You can even have my phone number, and I'll leave my phone number with Q. Y'all can reach out to me through there. I'm actually a real person. I will actually pick up the phone. Um, and I do have office hours and times that people can actually book time to come talk with me also.
Beautiful. Well, there he is, y'all. Ty, the real guy. Listen, man, I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your story, your perspective. We definitely need more people like you in this space doing it the right way. So again, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you so much, Q. Till next time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for those tuning in, if you got value from this, please make sure you're subscribed. Man, y'all never know who's going to be on here, man. We are bringing y'all real people who got real experience and just that's just awesome, right? Where else y'all getting this at? So please make sure you're subscribed. And so this entire thank you again, and to everyone else. Until the next time, y'all have a great one.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.